Hello, friends. It's Carla Italiano coming to you live from Savannah, Georgia. Welcome to day 87 of our 90-day social media run. Excited to share with you today 10 ways to grow your raving fans base. As you know, part of growing a business, online and network marketing or any space is not just to make sales. In fact, when you're creating content, that's not the sole thing you want to do or focus on. You want to also build your raving fan base, because a lot of times your customers might be people who refer others to you. So you have your raving fans as well as your customers, as well as building your team, right? So we're going to focus on creating raving fans. So I'm going to share the dare up front today. So the dare is to pay attention to these 10 things, identify which ones that you are already doing and doing well, and then which ones could you improve on. Pick one of the things that you could improve on and focus on that for the next 30 days. So I will go through them and then I'll share with you mine that I reflected on as well. Okay, so 10 ways to grow your raving fan base. And just to back up a little bit to touch on the theme that Fraser told us, is that the goal, like I alluded to, is not necessarily just to make sales on the content specifically, but it is to get people to consume all your content. So basically it's to get eyes onto your content. So keep that in mind for the majority. And again, that falls along with the grow, give, get. Majority is grow. It's just getting eyes onto your content. So here we go. 10 ways to grow your raving fan base. First of all, is to know your own values, your own core beliefs, the things that are important to you, the things that you believe, your own principles, and talk about anything that you believe that is important to you, or maybe not important, but just something you believe, especially if it's a little out there opinion. Avoid politics and religion as much as possible, unless that is your brand. I follow some people where that is their brand and they do well. So if that's your thing, great. But if you're using it as a strategy to grow your base, it might not always work in your favor, because it's going to divide the people, which if that's what you're after, great. But in general, avoid religion and politics, but know your beliefs. Like, for example, a lot of my core values, and I've made this list years ago when I started my business journey, and they've really maintained true. My core personal values are faith, family, freedom, joy, excellence, independence, uniqueness, achievement, health, confidence, and peace. And so those are, and without even really paying attention to that list, that's who I am. And so if you go view my social media posts, a lot of it resonates with that, if I think about it. So, and I love having this handy so I can refer to it, but always keep that in mind, because that's who you are. And your goal is to be yourself and to sound like you and to add your unique twist to what you're doing. So first, know your own values. Second, create content for your target market. Don't just create content for specific reasons that are not specific, right? You're going to create content. Again, if the goal is to get eyes on your content, you want those eyes to be of your ideal customer, your ideal raving fans, your ideal business partner. Okay. Third is to get to know your fans. Take the time to get to know them, the people who are liking, commenting on your posts, who are viewing your stories, who are sharing your content. Get to know them, ask questions, start a conversation. Okay. Number 4 is to give advice instead of information. So by giving a how-to can help to increase the number of followers, but sharing advice, for example, sharing a story of how, so-and-so came to you asking for advice, and this is what you said, that will create more of a raving fan following rather than just random followers. 5, deliver more than you promise. So always do what you're going to say. If you're promising to, post every day, then post every day. And I'm saying this as I'm thinking of my own YouTube lives here, as I was going live every day, Monday through Friday, but I've shared with you, my voice totally gave out. And even now I'm pacing myself, but thank you for your grace in that regard. But when it comes to, podcast, social media, do what you're saying you're going to do, because the alternative is when people expect you to do something and they don't, they're going to check out and go somewhere else. So thanks to those of you who have stuck around with me. I know I got a message from one of you the other day who's been really enjoying these videos. And so thank you for that. But deliver more than you promise. So follow through on what you say you're going to do. Number 6, help to move your fans to a better place, meaning help your fans experience a win. Whether or not they buy from you, help, maybe they learn something that helped them feel better, have better health, or make extra money, or make a new connection, make a new friend, help in their parenting, help in their mindset, help your fans have a win from your content, right? Move them to a better place. Number 7, reward your best fans. So the people that you see that are tuning into your stuff, who are commenting, sharing, liking, who are always on your stories, after you see them multiple times, you kind of recognize their name. You might not know them at first. We're like, oh yeah, I see them. Then you can start to shout them out on your lives, or tag them in a post, or somehow reward them for when they keep showing up. Because when they believe that they are seen and heard by you, they'll be more likely to talk about you to other people. So that's great. Number 8 is to continue to ask fans for their opinions, right? What do you feel? Do you feel like it's important to show up all the time, to be consistent, or ask their opinions? That can also help you create content around their opinions. Run your social media in an open and authentic way, which seems obvious, but just to share it in balance as well. So if you share a win, balance it with a challenge that you've overcome. That helps your relatability overall. And number 10, give back in multiple ways. So not just like we shared, giving shout out or recognizing people, but consider maybe donating to a charity or nonprofit that's important to your followers, or that you even learn about through them. Different ways that you can give back or give your time, show that you're volunteering. Maybe it was inspired by a follower. There's lots of creative ways that you can do that. All right. So again, the dare is to identify which ones you're doing and which ones you can do more work. So for me, I think knowing my values and core beliefs and principles, like I was reading to you, is one that I've had beside me and focused on long enough that it kind of comes naturally now. So I feel like that is good. And then the one that I am working on already is getting to know my fans. So I don't know, being an introvert and being an engineer type, I'm friendly, but it takes energy to do so. So my natural state is to kind of, close up into myself. So to reach out to people, especially new people who I'm meeting on social media, and ask questions and try to engage in conversation, build a relationship, is out of my comfort zone. But I've been doing it more and more. And so I've been growing that muscle a lot more, and it's actually been really fun. So that was number 3, get to know your fans, take the time to get to know them, ask them questions. I love doing that. And just, not just asking, hey, do you want to buy something, but ask them like, hey, how are you? Or what did you like about that? Or what have you been up to? Or I like that post about just, building the relationship, which might end up just with them staying as a raving fan, which is amazing. That's what we want. And who knows, maybe a customer or team member down the road. All right. Another tip on that, as you're meeting new people, we've already talked about this. When you have a new Facebook follower or friend or Instagram follower, we're already connecting with them, and we're saying, hey, it's great to connect here. How are you? Start the conversation. You can ask them, how did you find me? That helps give you information. But also another question you can ask around the theme of today is, what problem are you facing? If your post was about weight loss or health, for example, you say, what are some of the biggest challenges you're facing right now in your health or losing weight? Maybe I can offer some tips around that. And then whatever they give you, use it as inspiration for content, for a post, for a live, for a reel, and create it. You can even say in the reel, hey, I made this new connection, and her name is Susie, and she was asking me this, and this was the idea I had. You could post it and then share that with your new connection and say, hey, thanks for the idea. And here's some content. And now because of you're able to help even more people because of that question that you had. So awesome. So that's day 87, creating Raving Fans. Thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe if you don't already. Feel free to share with your network marketing friends or anyone building a business online. And we'll continue all the way to 90. So I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.